So guys, before we kick off with this really fun video, I'm really excited to show you guys this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to botb.com for sponsoring this video. Now, if you haven't heard of BOTB, you must have been living under a rock, because they are absolutely everywhere, and they've been changing people's lives for over 20 years with the chance to win their dream car competition. Now, BOTB have over 150 cars in their lineup, with tickets ranging from just 45p up to £4.80, like this Land Rover Defender 110 X Dynamic with a retail price of over £69,000, or this Land Rover Urban Discovery looking really cool with a retail price of over 79 grand. Unbelievable, such a cool price. And those tickets, the Defender is £1.85 and the Discovery is £2.15, and you've got the chance to add up to £50,000 worth of cash into the boot using the new cash slider. Guys, their website is full of cars to choose from. They've even got some classics on there. There's some really nice stuff on here, and this is one of those opportunities of a lifetime. You spend a few quid and you could genuinely have the chance of winning your dream car or something absolutely crazy on here. They've got some really nice stuff on here, and well, you've got to be in it to win it, haven't you guys? So check out the links in the description. Make sure you head over to botb.com and enter now for your chance to win your dream car. So thank you to botb.com for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back on with the video. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, and today I've got the very risky task of cutting 3 panoramic glass roofs, sunglass roofs, into this Defender 110. Now this Defender is powered by a 6.2 litre LS3, so it's a very quick vehicle indeed. We fitted a big brake conversion kit to it and an airbag system to it off camera. We know the customer very well, and well, now it's coming into summer, he's seen me cut a roof into it, and he wants 2 big panoramic roofs, one in the back load bay, one above the second row seats, and then a moonroof panoramic non-opening fixed double glaze throughout on the front panel just here. So this thing just looks menacing, and it's so fast, it's unbelievable. It's got the big 20-inch wheels on it. It's a proper road setup, this one, and it is blisteringly fast, and it sounds amazing. For those of you who are wondering, we will be doing an LS3 on the channel, but you're going to have to wait. We've got a lot in the pipeline to get through first before we do attack an LS3, but it's going to be a fun one, because every time I get the keys to this thing, it's just everything a Defender's missing is a big V8 engine. And although we didn't fit this engine, it's been done properly. We've had a look at the version, and we're interested to do one. However, today's task is, as I said, 3 panoramic sunroofs. Now, this is going to be a little bit risky, because obviously 90% of the roof is then going to be made of glass, so it's got to be done correctly. It can't leak, as you know, and it's going to look sick. But first thing, we've got to wash this beast, because it is a little bit dusty, and I can't really see what I'm doing without giving it a wash, and I just want to drive it. So we'll start it up, have a listen, see what you think, and we'll get the cutter out and start chopping a hole in the roof. So grab a drink, this one's going to be a fun one. Terrifying. It really is. Great. Okay guys, the first thing we did was we went ahead and washed the vehicle, just so we got a clean vehicle, so we know exactly what we're going to be doing with it. We can see everything when we're making a mess, and it's such a fun vehicle to drive. It's just so fast, but it's still manageable being on a 110 frame. You kind of get a bit more stability. Really nice. The first thing I'm going to do, because we're obviously going to be doing a sunroof, a fixed pano and another fixed pano, what I want to do is, rather than climbing up on the roof, because I'm doing 3 separate windows, I'm not going to be able to kneel on anywhere. So, easiest way for this vehicle in particular is going to be, I'm going to jump inside and I'm going to unbolt just the roof skin. Now this vehicle has already got panoramic sides, but they're already bonded to the original frame. We fitted panoramic sides before and we know what we're dealing with them, so I don't have any worries or doubts that, you know, leaving just the upright side panels in place are going to be, you know, it's going to be unstable or anything. They're going to fall off and smash. What we're going to do is undo all the roof, including the washer jet, any wiring that we do find in that interior light, something like that. Then we'll basically put the roof on the trestles just here. I do apologise about the state of the workshop. Next Tuesday, we're having a mezzanine fitted. So this end of the workshop is, ever since I started, it's just been a little bit of it was kind of an original idea to have. I thought that would work best. A year and a half down the line, I think it's a year actually, it isn't working too well. You can't really access that area, and so we basically want to pull it all out, put a mezzanine, put the office upstairs, put a bit of a lounge, just sit down somewhere where we can have conversations like this, and we can look over. Imagine if we did the panoramic roof, looking over the balcony, exactly that reason. So we're also going to have the Red Bull fridge up there, and everything cool is going to be up there, and we're going to try and do our best to organise everything down here, consumables, workshop, all that kind of stuff. So just bear with me for a minute. It's a bit of a mess, but we're trying to get everything done as usual. But first thing we'll do is we're going to unbolt this roof, pop on some trestles here in this little bay here. Leon is not going to be present in this video because he is doing a clutch on this big 130. We've already done air to this one, and we're basically just doing clutch, sorting some leaks and some transfer box leaks and bits and bobs. Tom is on the bowler in the corner over there. So you can see a bit of everyone, but and obviously the boss chewing bars. First thing, we'll unbolt that roof, put it on the trestles, and unbox the panoramic roofs and show you what we've got. So let's get straight to it. Guys, that's our roof removed. It's amazing how flexible this thing really is. There's no real structural support. And believe it or not, once this panoramic glass is actually bonded in and the frame's all bonded in, the roof will be stronger than just what you see here. And we'll try and twist test when the glass is in as well, just to prove that. Because that is very flexible. And when the glass is in, it should really stiffen it all up. So we're going to be adding value, adding light, adding style. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tom, what do you make of the soundproofing job on this?
It's not the tiniest I've seen, but then...
Would you say that yours is better?
I'd say it's neater, yeah.
It's not hard to be...
It doesn't take much when you're missing panels out. Not sticking it down properly, it's not.
But they haven't even used the closed-cell foam, so this must have been getting wet. Because we can feel it. Condensating, and hence why it's peeling off. Or they just didn't prep the surface. I mean, I don't even know what that is. But we're going to be replacing this anyway and doing it properly with some closed-cell foam. Liam, can you just grab that bracket that's fallen out on there?
Yes.
I think mine is staying here. That's fine. So we're going to have our sunroof. So we're going to take up this centre brace. We're going to have our sunroof here. Then we're going to have one fixed pane, big piece of glass here, which goes there. And then another one after the structural support here on this side. So we're going to be getting rid of these central struts. And obviously that then weakens the roof. Then when our frame is in and we've got that thick, toughened, double glazed glass, so it's double glazed so it won't leak. It's double glazed so it won't condensate and drip on your head like the original factory sunroofs do. It's going to be a lot of fun doing this, and I like the fact of it being, you know, on a trestle. It means that we can be more accurate, and we've got a lot more control basically, especially when we're doing 3 pieces of glass. The roof is going to try and go all over the shop, so we won't cut all 3 out and then do it. What we're going to do is one at a time, take our time, make sure this is done perfectly, and this should be one really, really good looking job. And I mean, what a piece of kit. 6.2 litre V8, big brake kit, air suspension, 3 panoramic glass. This thing should be in the 100 grand club quite easily. So yeah, looking forward to it. And we're going to redo all this because this is just, well, terrible basically. This is the perfect stuff, by the way. If you've got any old sound deadening, this stays permanently flexible. Defenders like to leak in these common areas, so in these corners here. So for example there, if you've got a little bit of that torn off, you stuff it in the corner. It doesn't look the best, but it does a good job. So it's quite handy having the back of soundproofing, and this bitumen gum is very handy indeed. And you can't really buy it apart from just peeling it off of old sound deadening, so it is handy. So if you've got any, keep hold of it. Okay guys, so it's the next morning, and our first task today is to remove all this unsatisfactory sound deadening. So we're going to do the very arduous task of peeling it all off on a bit of a time lapse, and then we can start unboxing our new glass and show you guys what we've got. Okay guys, so we're going to unbox our 3 roofs. We've got our fixed double glazing moon roof, so it's flat rather than the original factory curled. Then we've got our big 2nd row glass and our big 3rd row load area glass. These 2 are the same. This is obviously a sunroof size, but it's original factory size, so we can unbox them and offer them up. So that's what holds up the headliner. You rivet them together, and then we should have our frame. There we go. So that piece is going to sit somewhere around there. Obviously it'll be this way, so something like that. We're going to have to remove the centre bracings. Get off. Oh. If you've ever smelt burning bone. Yeah, what's this? Oh. Okay, so now the dog's sorted with a very disgusting antler, which I freshened up on the grinding wheel, which stinks. I have some peace and quiet where I can finally unbox. Here's our Beautiful glass. Okay, so I'm not going to lift the glass in because I feel like we need 2 people for that. But this is where this is going to be. So same one in the second box. And this is going to be somewhere like that, but slightly further back, just under these markings here. So that one's going to sit there. And then the other one is going to sit here. And you can see just how much of this roof is going to be made of glass, which is literally going to be 90% of it. And it's going to be much stiffer once we're done with it, because this is literally very, very flimsy aluminium, and this frame is strong, the glass is tough. Once it's all bonded together, we shouldn't be able to do that twisting that we're getting. Maybe we will, don't know, but it should be less, certainly, than that. So first step to do is we're going to pop this away, and we're going to remove the center bracings. So we're going to take out these sections here on the whole center. So the front section there, we're going to remove the center bracing, remove this one, then we'll start marking it up, start putting things in position, start measuring, chalking it all up, making sure everything's absolutely perfect, and then we can start cutting. And we can start cutting all the 3 out, offer the frames in, bond them in, and then bond the glass in, and we should be done. So let's get cracking. So we've scored out, we've measured again, measured 3 or 4 times. And Tom, what was it? We were 0.18 of a mil within, was it?
It was 0.08 of a millimetre.
0.08 of a millimetre.
At the largest point.
At the largest point within its kind of centralisation. So between the back, see that everything's arrow straight, pretty inch perfect. So we've scored it, so we can get a nice clean cut. We're going to take our time with this, and we can't do it all in one big cut. I'd love to just basically do the whole roof all in one, but unfortunately, as the panel flexes, the blade will start jumping around and will ruin this roof pretty fast. So we're going to cut it out in quarters. So we're going to do one little square here, then we're going to move over and keep doing it until basically the whole panel is all cut out. Then we can test fit our frame, and then we can move on to the second one. So it's time. It's time to start cutting the roof. So we've got all our tools here. We just need to take the edge just to make sure we don't damage this paint anyway, and we can start cutting this thing open. So let's get straight to it. guys, so that is the load area frame fitted, and it fits really, really nicely. It's snug, it's not loose, and it's not too tight. It's like you have to put it directly level to get it to sink in. And you can just see how big this piece of glass is. And there's gonna be another one exactly the same size just here. It's gonna look amazing. I'm really, really excited to see this come to life with the whole glass roof. But we're pressed for time, and we're staying late to do this. So we're gonna crack on with the next one, and then the moon roof, and then we're gonna bond it all together and get the full image of how this thing's gonna look like. Obviously, when we install it in the car tomorrow morning, then we can really understand what we've done. However, very, very, very cool. Really happy with how this thing is gonna look. And some of you probably thinking, you know, what are you gonna do with the undulations on here? You do just have to basically fill it with sealant and then skim it, because obviously you're not gonna be, you know, in between the two roofs looking at the undulations. And obviously with the black car, you kind of get a bit of leeway with that, but we're gonna do the neatest job by taping either side, then smearing the sealant, then pulling the tape, so you get this nice, almost OEM finish to this car, which is exactly what we're going for. I appreciate Land Rover never did this, but we're trying to make this as factory as possible with this installation.
Side and end down, yeah? Right, 1, 2, 3.
Hang on.
What have you done there? Zach to the rescue. The core handle.
We might have to bring that to the back, Zach. We might have to put it on the frame first.
Do you know what hanger set? Do you want to
Put a piece forward or something.
bit of wood?
Okay guys, so we flipped it upside down, and we're now going to do the measure up for the second big panoramic and then the third moon roof. So we're just going to crack straight on with this. We're going to measure up, put you on a time lapse, get everything sorted, cut it all out, and then we can catch back up with you guys when we're doing the bonding and bond it all together, pop the glass in, and then leave it overnight. So we're going to get straight on with it and start measuring.
Okay, second frame is all cut, and it's looking brilliant. Not a single gap or sort of wobble anywhere.
On to the third. There's nothing left of this roof. When the glass is in,
But
it's solid.
It's solid in the middle here. There is
Do you remember that twist test? Look at that.
already, and that's
There's
not
no
even with
glass.
glass in it. Yeah,
It's not even glued.
yeah, it's not even glued. It's just rested in place.
So, let's pop the frame out, pull the tape, clamp it up to the third, and then we'll glue it and get the glass in. We came in this morning and we bonded last night the frames to the roof, and that just gives it that extra protection of, you know, sealing itself into this thing's not going to leak. It's time now to install the actual glass. So it's going to be a lot of fun when we're sitting in the vehicle and we can look up and see how much light that's brought in on a nice summer's day. But for now, we're going to leave it. I can't wait to water test it. We're going to have a bit of fun with that. And we'll catch you guys. We're going to tidy this place up because we've got to get this mezzanine fitted. So we'll catch you guys. It's going to be Saturday tomorrow. So it's going to be left over the weekend. And we'll come back to you guys in just a moment. Okay guys, you join me on a very windy British day, and the only way we can properly test this pano conversion is by getting the thing soaking wet, and I don't want the workshop floor to get soaking wet. So I'm currently sitting outside the unit on the floor, and our roof is above us. I'm sitting above the second row seats, and Tom's got a bucket there, and we're going to absolutely drench this roof top to bottom just to make sure and be doubly sure that this thing will not leak. Now, we've used a polyurethane sealant, and that's the same stuff like your vehicle bushes are made of. Once that stuff goes off, it is rock hard, and it would be so painful. If you were to say, okay, now get rid of this roof, take it out the frame, the roof would be bending the alley. It's seriously strong stuff. So providing we have done our job correctly and the thing doesn't leak, I can't imagine it'll ever leak unless we're talking like, you know, decades down the line where the polyurethane is perished and cracked. For the most part, we can be certain that it's perfect. So, Tom, let's grab the bucket and get this thing soaking wet. I tell you what, we'll start with this. We'll start localizing. So I'm going to go in all these little jams. So far, so good. Where? Yeah, we do. We've got one leak here on the front left. Yeah, just on this corner here. Yeah. So we'll do that. That's not a serious leak. We can access that. That's fine. But that's obviously why we're testing this. Okay, guys. So we've got a small leak apparent on the front corner here. So what we're going to do is we can take it back in. That's obviously why we're testing this. Some of these things do just happen. We've obviously put enough bead to seal it round, but obviously when we're positioning the glass, we've created a small hole. That's exactly why we've tested it. So what we need to do is we're just going to abandon the water test. We're happy that the two front and rears are sealed, but we're obviously going to test it after we've sealed this one again. So we're going to take this whole roof back into the workshop. We're going to flip it upside down. And we're going to bond this whole corner. The sealant sets in around 2 to 3 hours. So once it's bonded, we can do the headliners in between that time, the 2 to 3 hours. Cut the headliners out. This should be dry, and then we can come back with a bucket and we can test this thing. And the mezzanine guys are arriving, so we're getting a mezzanine installed, and they're here So he's brought his old LDV, but they're going to be installing our huge office space above at the back. So they're bringing some of the steels along, and it's going to be a busy day. But it's quite annoying that that's leaking, but you know what, these things happen, and you can never be too careful with it. And I'd rather have it, you know, I don't want to put a load of sealant and have it splodging out everywhere. I'd rather have it perfectly sealed. So I'll say hello to them. We'll pull this back in, flip upside down, we'll seal it back up, and we'll test it again. So we'll catch you guys in a moment. We have rectified the leak. We've resealed the inner lip of this second glass, and you can't see it, which is really nice. And we've now got to water test it. We're confident that we've, you know, done it all correct. There's one way to find out. So Tom has also cut all the headliners, and we've test fitted them, and it's going to look really, really cool. So we're really excited about that. First thing we'll be doing is pulling this whole roof outside again. We've got the bucket full of water, and we're going to absolutely drench the top of this roof whilst I'm sitting underneath it, and just double check that our repair is perfect and this does not leak whatsoever and never leaks. Okay guys, second water test. Leon, when you're ready, pour the water. Just drench the whole roof, front and rear, yeah? Go in this corner up here. This one up here. This one here. This corner here especially. Okay guys, so that is our water test totally complete. I'm satisfied that our repair job has been successful. Everything's bone dry and we can go ahead and install this roof. So let's get straight to it. So guys, that is our panoramic install complete, and it looks insane. We've water tested this thing with 1 inch of its life whilst the roof was down off the floor. Now's the real test. We're gonna give the vehicle a total wash. But I'm just amazed. It's not really sunny today, but I'm amazed at how much light is brought into the cabin during this. It's just been amazing to see how bright in the interior was before, because previously it was really dark in the interior. And now we've just got this really, really nice amount of natural light coming in through, not only over the driver's sort of cabin area, but you've also got the second row, and then of course the load area. And you've got the Alpine windows which are in there as well. I just don't think you can squeeze any more glass into a roof, especially on a 110, but this thing's just looking absolutely amazing. And it's really cool to have an LS V8 here and have, you know, a luxury modification like this. And it's only just gonna further lift this value of the vehicle, but let's get this thing washed. So guys, I'm sat in the interior of, well, I'm in the dog area, but look at the amount of light in here. Naturally, it's not even a sunny day. And this is a full panoramic car. We're just missing the back piece of glass here. But, I mean, just look at the amount of light that's in here. It's absolutely crazy. It just feels so much more spacious. And if I could actually come around to the second row. I'll sit over there. What I really like about this is usually on the second row, because of the natural seating position, your head is usually very close to the ceiling. And obviously if you've got a black Alcantara headline like this, it feels very claustrophobic because the door shuts in on your shoulder, just like a normal Defender. We can't change that, unfortunately. But the roof seals you in, and suddenly you feel like you almost need to sort of crouch down. Not that you need to, the headroom's all here, but it just seems very dark and dingy in here. Because of the amount of glass on a Defender, There's not much from the factory. The windscreen's very small, it's like a letterbox. And I mean, this just makes it feel so much more spacious, refreshing to see. So much natural light coming into the cabin. I don't know how many times I can say it, but it's totally transformed the experience of sitting in here. I feel like I'm in a big, spacious car, which is, as we all know, it's not what we're used to with the Defender, and it's just feeling wonderful. It's just bright, fresh, spacious, lifts the value, and now just make sure it's not going to leak for a third wash test and a final clean. The job is done, and this has been a lot of fun. Really, really cool to have this amount of glass in a Defender. Wow, what a transformation. Really, really nice. And nice and luxury. It's nice to have a piece of double glazing as well. And we've stiffened the roof, because before it was really wobbly and flexy. And this is just a nice place to be. Even if, if you've got to park up and you leave the kids in the back and let them, you run to the shops or whatever, it's just a nice, spacious place to be. I wouldn't feel claustrophobic trapped in this vehicle. It's nice. Let's get it washed. So guys, that is our installation totally complete of our triple panoramic glass installation onto this LS3 powered Defender 110. Tell us what you guys think in the comments. Do you like it? Do you think it's a bit too far, a bit too luxury for what these vehicles are? Or do you think it's brought it into the modern age of what these vehicles need and require? Most cars have panoramic glass these days, and it's leak free, so we're happy about that. Tell us what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, which is @JuiceMotors, and we'll see you guys for the next interesting episode.
Woo!